Glorious, glorious day for Pure Fiction is back, the best endgame mod if in any of MiHoYo games, well at the very least for Honkai Star Rail. And as per tradition, to celebrate the refresh of the cycle, we will be clearing it on autoplay while I talk about some nonsense. I refuse to figure out what the... Oh, okay, I can use Electro here, then we're going to throw Acheron and her B-tier team, now that she's getting power crept by Cipher in the first half. Where is Jiaochu? There you go, Jiaochu. Then Sunday or her, let's put her, and then Ligma. There we go, Ligma. Oh my god. This one. Because it's the first one, so we put it in the first team. Second half, I see Quantum, I pick Castorize, also because she's the new character, so I'm assuming that she's going to be good here. We go with her, we go with Tribi, and we go with Huohuo, who is, by the way, my most used character during the last year, essentially. Which makes sense, because I skipped most of the busted support like Aventurin, and I only got Ligma on her rerun, and I don't play her super often. And so all my teams in every game mode have... Whoa. Now let's start playing Pure Fiction. We set up autoplay, so I can talk a little bit about nonsense. I was very surprised about the recent changes for Cipher. I'm not talking about leaks, of course, because we don't check leaks here. Don't worry, MiHoYo. Feel free to check our content later. But yeah, the data from the new patch, from the version 4 is very impressive for Cipher. Very, very nice indeed. Her team damage stayed kinda similar, improved a little bit, but her personal damage went up quite significantly. To the point that a hyper carry Cipher team pretty sweet, actually. The problem for me is more mechanical rather than performance related. She's basically a Fei Xiao 2.0. So if you already have Fei Xiao and you get Cipher, you already take Fei Xiao's team and you replace Fei Xiao with a Cipher. Or, yeah, if you have Topat, you replace Topat with Cipher, you know, that kind of stuff. So it doesn't feel like she's bringing a lot on the table in terms of new things, new interesting teams and mechanics. And as far as using her as a support slash sub DPS for Acheron, she's a Jiaochu side grade slash upgrade depending on investment, Eidolons and all this sort of stuff. Which is not particularly exciting to me because let's say that you throw an ultimate with Acheron and you deal 3 million damage. In this team that you see on screen right now, that 3 million damage, I would say 2.8 is done by Acheron, and a tiny little bit more, the extra that is missing is done by Jiaochu via his procs every now and then. If you replace Jiaochu with the Cipher, the damage is probably roughly the same. Let's say with the Cipher is a bit higher, but instead of being Acheron doing most of the damage, it's going to be a split like, I don't know, 70-30, something like that, 65-35, again depending on investment. So, I'm not... it's not even a critique, it's more like some thought, some brainstorming that I have. For me, from my account, pulling for Cipher would be just replacing someone in a team that I already have with a Cipher, which for me it's very little value. And if I was a new player and I wanted a single target damage dealer who also has some nice team synergies, then Cipher would 100% get my thumbs up because she's a very, very good character. At least in version 4, again. I'm recording this on the 28th of April in the afternoon. We are currently on version 4. Maybe by version 5 she could be absolute S, or she could become even more Omega Bastard, we don't know. So take my info with a grain of salt based on what we have today, which is version 4. And she was pretty dead just around version 2. It was like, Gwyneth and minor upgrade. But no, now she's a very solid character. Very, very strong. But we shall see what happens next. Who is the other character in the data? Oh, Hyacine. Hyacine. I'm not following a lot about Hyacine, to be honest, in terms of super in-depth, spread the ship impact, you know, all that sort of stuff, because I want to get her, regardless. Like, she could be absolute S, I would still want to get Hyacine. So I'm not particularly interested in all the minute details about her kit and its development, the buffs, I don't care. I want to get her because she has a cute unicorn pet that reminds me of the unicorn robot Dash, the Flash game that was popular a few years ago. Plus, she's ideal for Castrise. She's also very good as a support for Acheron. So, very high value for me, for my account. And I'm mentioning Acheron for Hyacine because, although I like Castrise a lot, and playing her is great, if you're exploring a new area, you want to have Acheron in the team so that you one-shot the trash on the map. If you're doing your weekly simulated universe clear, you want Acheron in the team so that in the combat nodes you just kill everything instantly. So, at the end of the day, I'm still using Acheron the most on a daily basis. Oh, we're done here. Oh my god, how much damage was that? I was not paying attention at all. And I would really like to have Hyacine for both teams. Like, Hyacine would be glued here, she's going to be perfect here, but at the same time she's going to be fantastic for Acheron for a lot of daily / weekly shenanigans. So Flame Reaver, enjoy. I'm on my 10th or 11th 50-50 in a row on this account, by the way, which is the reason why I have an Eidolon 2 Castrise. I could try to throw another soft PT to see if I can get another copy of her. Because I really like her. I'm probably going to try to push a bit deeper into her Eidolons, but I want to wait to see what happens later in Amphoros. Because we're getting... I cannot pronounce her name, it starts with an H. The one who is either a Kafka upgrade or a Kafka companion or a Kafka alternative. We have to wait and see. Anyway, stuff related to DOT teams. And Blood Leakers for months mentioned Amphoros. The second half is going to be DOT Kingdom. And I'm hoping, because I really like to play Kafka, but so far he's absolute trash. Not Kafka per se, but you know, DOT in general. So I'm really looking forward to new characters, some buffs. There are many rumored buffs both for Kafka and Silver Wolf. So I want to have a small stash of Jades saved up, so that in an emergency I can use them for a sudden interesting character out of nowhere that I will want to pull for. Anaxa, I will probably even forget to do his trial, that's how much I care about the character. Then we have, well, Hyacine, of course, I'm going to get her, Cipher, I'm going to skip her. What happens after those two is more like we have a rough idea of what is going to happen after them in terms of which characters may show up, but we don't really know the order, we don't really know what they're going to do. So it's better to be safe than us blasted, as I always say. And you know, if I use a soft PT now, trying to get another copy of Castrise, which would be useless because Eidolon 3, who cares, then I may have difficulty trying to get the Hyacine. And you know, it becomes an endless slippery slope that eventually you need to swipe because you get destroyed in the spirit by the order. So, when you can have a soft PT saved up every now and then, it's always a good thing. In ZZZ I got completely destroyed by Trigger. You've probably seen my pulls here on YouTube. They were the worst. Like completely threw a wrench in the cogs of all my plans. Because I always try to plan for average pulls while trying to be safe. But it's difficult to plan pulls based on the idea that I'm going to lose the 50-50 past the soft PT, and then I'm going to get the character past the soft PT, and then I'm going to lose the 75-25 for the end. man, you cannot play for always for the worst case scenario. Like, that's not life. Better to plan for average. And I'm also very concerned about the future of DDZ in terms of characters pools for me, because both in Genshin Impact and in Honkai Star Rail we had well, the Mei XP Acheron in Honkai Star Rail released in the patch 2.1, and we know who we're getting in 2.0. We have seen a lot of marketed characters from the 2.x cycle, but we have not seen anyone resembling Acheron Mei Raider. There was a character who was shown reflected in a pool of water, and we could not clearly see anything about that character, apart from that she's a girl. Are we going to get a sudden Raiden XP out of nowhere that is going to be the most busted character in Endless Zone Zero for at least 1 year? We don't know. We don't know. But I'm really concerned that it may happen, because it would be their average for you know, for the release of a game to have Acheron made Mei Raiden in the 2.1, but we've not heard anything about it yet, neither from them, from their drip marketing, nor from leakers. So we have to wait and see what happens. And anyway, this was a very smooth autoplay clear in Pure Fiction. And I really enjoy Pure Fiction. I'm glad the next one is going to be Member of Chaos, because yeah, Member of Chaos usually I try to do one manual clear. Well, no, rather I do one autoplay clear, but then I also do it, you know, more properly. It's just that Pure Fiction, there are so many cycles and so many waves that doing it manually makes me want to die. And Apocalyptic Shadow, it's the game mechanics themselves that usually made me feel dead in the soul. So these two game modes for me are just an auto battler game. Forgotten Hall, a bit more fun. Anyway, thank you for sticking around, guys. I hope you're enjoying your Pure Fiction runs, and remember to save Primogems, Jades, and the Polys. Bye, guys. Take care.